minute for everybody to kind of enter the group. How many we got right now? How many in right now?
10.
10?
11.
I'm going to get a second for the end before I get started because I don't want to repeat too much. I'm not going to keep us on here too long either. I wanted to always be brief because I know our people and I know our attention span, and myself as well included, so don't feel bad at all. All right. All right, give about 1 more minute before we get started. What we got in here so far? You can see what we got. All right, so I'm gonna get started. All right, so my name is Kenneth Stevens. If you don't know me, I'm from Boynton Beach, Florida, born and raised. I do have a lot of family in Delray, Lakewood, all over the place in Palm Beach County. So the purpose of me starting this video today, it'll be to educate you on what the BLK Agenda is. We have the brand, we have the t-shirt here, and we also have another t-shirt, the We Can Breathe t-shirt. That's part of our apparel line. But behind the apparel, there will also be education that's also a part of it. It's not just about the brand. The brand is just going to, symbolize what we're trying to do. But at the end of the day, there is an agenda that we're shooting to get for now. With this agenda, nothing is set in stone, all right, as of yet, because it's going to be evolving, as these different issues come up in our community. That's the biggest thing. We have to evolve as a people when we go through these different agenda and how it was birthed. It was one night, Chris Caesar from Delray, after the death of George Floyd, we were kind of, venting to one another through, it was like a group live and having different comments, and we're trying to figure out what can we do to help our people and put them in a better position. And, I got to thinking a lot, and I was just thinking about the organization that it takes to be ready for when events like things that happened to George Floyd and many others. Because as a black community, I just see this void of us being more, we're more reactive than we are proactive. Because we go from, something happening and we're getting ready while it's happening. And we're not ready as soon as it happens. And that's been some of our biggest problems. And a lot of stuff stems from us coming, right at home and having a foundation of, what we need to, have best practices for us to succeed as an individual and then as a community, because it has to start at home first. And with the BLK Agenda, I plan on, being the grassroots of, the local community and then expanding out. All right. The first thing I talk about the shirt. So this would be our symbolism. All right. So this one, our first pillars that I got 5 here: symbolize, mobilize, eliminate, cultivate, and develop. The first one is symbolizing. All right. So the t-shirt that will symbolize your commitment to change in your specific community. This is not just a Palm Beach County thing. I wanted to go as far as it could stretch and touch as many people as possible. I've seen other organizations that are moving in this direction to, start like their mini coalitions, so to speak, of people that are committed to making the change within communities, like little bit by little bit. All right, and then we got mobilize. All right, so teamwork. This is a big part that we need, mobilizing together as a group and a community. All right, because once we mobilize and we're a team, like nobody can stop us. That's why, we throw up the fist. That's showing solidarity right there. Because when you got a fist like this and you're in a fight, you can knock somebody out. When you got a slap, you might not necessarily knock nobody out. You need a fist, all right? And that's the team that we'll be talking about. And that will propel us to this also mentioned generational wealth and economic freedom that we all seek and we're talking about. We'll get more into that later on down the line. And then we got eliminate. Now, number 3, this will also be a very huge one for our community. We got eliminate the victim mentality. Yes, things that happen in our community, and this is 400 plus years of things happening to us that we can't really help at some point, but we have to change our mentality when these things do happen. We can't sit there and let things fester, and then we move on from it, after, there's another distraction that happens. We have to have a game plan in place that eliminates that victim mentality and keeps our minds progressive even in the midst of chaos. All right, and then 4, we got cultivate. So we need to cultivate emotional intelligence. Not to say we don't have emotional intelligence, but it's something that we have to hone in on, because we kind of miss the point on it when our brains, get clouded with something like depression, maybe financial issues, and we lose our course of action and our character, in the process. So with emotional intelligence, that's more along the lines of, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I see, different things about gossip, who did this, and most recently, like these group chats and things of that nature. That's stuff that's not healthy for your mental. All right, and a lot of people don't realize that when you're downloading this information, it's subconsciously bringing you down. That's why you have to be intentional about the people you follow. But it's all on who you're following, because once you have right here, I got it down. An unhealthy mind is a hateful mind. All right, and that's what a lot of people are missing. When your mind is unhealthy, you get very, very hateful. But if you have a healthy mind is a loving mind. All right, so we got to stay on the positive side of things, and that's how we could affect our community as well, by having a positive mindset even in the midst of chaos. And that's our emotional intelligence. We have to have our grassroots and our foundation that we can go to even when things aren't going our way. All right, and then we got our 5th point here, which is develop political and social survival tactics. All right, so this will be going along the lines of advocacy for our issues, resources that we have available, and voting, for example. So, just a question to y'all right now. I want you to comment in the comment section. I got 2 questions, very simple, but it may be hard. This is just going to show how politically savvy you are and how, do you know your resources. How many of you know the name of the mayor in your city, and how many know the police chief of your city's name? Do you know your mayor's name and your police chief name? Just put that in the chat right there. I'm gonna give you a second to think about it. Don't go looking for it right now. Just if you know it off the top of your head. I'll give you a second to think about it. Do you know your mayor's name in your city, and do you know the police chief's name in your city? That's what I'm asking right now. We got anybody commenting?
Nope.
How many people we got in there?
26.
And we got 26 people in here. So that is I'm still giving y'all time, but if you couldn't answer that right off bat, that's an issue right there. We have to know things like this. We have to build that rapport with our community. Even though it's the police and that's the city, they're still part of our community as well. Some of them may not live amongst us, but they work amongst us. So we have to find a way to come to a middle ground, because when you get in situations, maybe like the George Floyd or anybody that it may be, it's not necessarily dealing with the police all the time or something negative. If you have where you are mentally equipped and have the knowledge and the brain base of knowing the people that's in your city, conversations go totally different. And me personally, I was in that situation in Boynton, where I had a friend, I rented a car out for them, and the police pulled them over it was something very minor, and they told me, could I go pick the car up? And I was like, okay, but once I got there, it seemed like the situation kind of escalated, because the officer, he might have been having a bad day, whatever it may have been. We didn't take it personal, but I had to de-escalate the situation because I seen how tense the officer was. And I told him, listen, I know the mayor of my city. I know who the police chief is. I'm in the same room with these people. I go to events with them. I have my mayor's personal number. All right, when you do things like that, it's not to intimidate the person, but it's to let them know, like, you on beat. You know what's going on. When you know what's going on, knowledge is power, and applied knowledge is power. So we have to hone in on that as well, because we could save ourselves just by knowing that little piece of information. Because it's like, oh wow, you're not just running wild in your community, or just living life. It'll be like, oh, okay, he actually involved, or she is actually involved, and they know some people. Because that knowledge, it could be life changing. Knowing those people who are in your community. Now, we got those 5 points out the way. Put a thumbs up if you're still with me, if you understand what I'm saying. I know I'm talking kind of fast because I don't want to hold you too long, because that's not my thing. I don't want to be on here way too long. I'm going to go into our subsets that we'll have, all right, because those 5 that we had up there, those are more like our pillars for the Black Agenda. All right. So with our subsets that we'll have with the Black Agenda Project, there's a tab on the website. When you go buy a shirt, we have the tab where it says the Black Agenda Project. So what I plan to do is it's already in motion. What's going on is that we have different modules that we'll have in place. And each week, there'll be something uploaded, a piece of information that you could use to help better yourself, help better your community. I have a wealth of knowledge and I have a wealth of resources that I use to complete the things that I've done in my life and in the community. So I wanted to share that because we do a lot of lip service. So I'm just as guilty for not trying to reach out to my community and educate them on the things that surround me and the different things they could do to, not only survive but thrive within that community, and then maybe go outside of that and do different things. So our first one that'll be on one of our modules. All right, is health. All right, we got health. So with focusing on health, it'll be the mental and the physical health. All right, so with mental health, it's been a big buzzword lately, but it's definitely something that we need to focus on. And it's not just about depression or anything. There's also good stress out there that we have. The stress of buying a home. It's a big accomplishment, but it is stressful when you go through it. I'm a homeowner. Trust me, I know. But it is a big accomplishment. All right, we have to change the narrative on how we think about these things. All right, and then also the physical. You got to get a little workout on now. All right, we can't keep blaming that little baby fat on. Whatever may happen in the past, every 10 years with it, we got to drop a little weight, eat a little better, all right? We can't keep making excuses for ourselves because we got to be in tip-top shape, all right? Especially if you plan on making a change. Because when you're in shape or, some type of decent shape, or you even working out, I don't shame people for, who's big, whatnot. But when you work out, it shows a level of self-care, all right? And people can follow it. It's something that's commendable, but it's also getting you right physically. All right, we got health, and then community, all right?
What about knowing your rights?
What about knowing the rights?
Yeah, knowing your rights. Like when you get pulled over and everything, the laws.
Knowing the rights, we'll be that'll be going into that last point that we had on previous, what I wrote down with developing our political and social survival tactics. So that'll fall under the politics portion with knowing your rights. What I plan on doing, I'm not going to teach everything because I'm not an expert on all of it. So what I plan on doing, I do this at my home. I plan on having someone come in or have somebody come onto the live, but we talk about it and we have an open discussion and we actually add it to our agenda as we see fit, because I'm not putting this agenda together just for me and just for my brain. That's impossible. I know a lot, but I don't know everything, and I don't want to know everything. All right. So if you have any suggestions, you can definitely drop it down in the box. I'm not opposed to anybody's suggestion whatsoever. All right. Community. So with community being one of our modules that we have, this will be our wealth of resources that we have. Now, with this resurgence of black business going on, I've been hit up by a few people talking about how we can put together a list, and I already saw some lists where you have our resources, our black-owned restaurants, spas. There's even groups on Facebook now, and people are being very intentional about where they spend their dollars. So we need to know our community and know where we're at in our community, because a lot of times, like me, myself, I feed the homeless. It's very uplifting for me, and I get to speak to those people, because when you're trying to affect your community, you have to meet them where they are. You can't just expect everybody to come to you or you have a landing spot. You got to go to them sometimes. Right. Because that's going to show initiative, all right? Because you have to meet these people where they are, all right? And then we go to number 3, which is our education, all right? Now, when I say education...
You better start by that.
Yeah, let's put and a smiley face. All right? So, education. Now, since I'm education, yes, I'm an educator. All right, but I'm talking about education as far as our history that we didn't know. We could drop a history lesson, or so every week or something like that. I want to integrate that into our Black Agenda, because I was just surprised, as these events been unfolding these last couple weeks, the amount of things that people don't know about our history, and it was a bit alarming to me, and I felt like, dang, I feel like I'm cheating my community because I know these things, because I was a history teacher, and I could have been sharing, this wealth of knowledge that I have about history and Black history as well, and African history, as I know it and see fit. So I definitely want to get more into that part of the education for us on knowing our history. One example y'all probably seen it floating around on Facebook and Instagram about Palm Beach County, our history in Palm Beach County. A lot of people don't know, and where they're talking about how downtown was built in Flagler and things of that nature. I really didn't know that people didn't know that. I was assumed that people knew about the whole situation, with Flagler and things of that nature, and it was like new information to people, and it's something I've been knowing for at least like 6+ years. So things like that, we could put each other on beat, through our agenda. All right, our history is very important, because if we don't know our history, we are doomed to repeat it. All right, and then the fourth one, I know everybody's gonna get excited about this one. All right, we got them financials. Put that $sign. All right, so we need to learn about our money. We need to learn how money works. We need to know how we can get ahead. We need to know what we can use to get ahead. All right, so we'll be talking about things like taxes. All right, so how you can use taxes to your advantage. And I ain't talking about somebody fudging the nibbles on these tax forms a little bit for you. I'm talking about actual having tax write-offs, having an LLC, and how you can use these things to your advantage, when you go to the tax office, as well as investing. That's a big thing going on right now because it's a down market. So the playing field is a bit level in some respects. If you're investing in stock right now, I post some stock. Shout out to Clarence Brockett, Mr. Financial Services himself for Palm Beach County. He has a wealth of knowledge. I'll definitely be looking to have him on to talk about some investing strategies and also life insurance and things of that nature, and how we can create generational wealth. I have an entire plan laid out on how we can create generational wealth, because a lot of people are talking about it, but they don't actually know how we could work that plan, and make it work for yourself and your family after you're gone, because a lot of people see generational wealth and they think they're included in it. If you're the person that's starting your generational wealth plan, it should not end with you. All right, you're just the sacrifice. So you have to keep that in mind. We have to get rid of that ideology of self and think about the entire family and your little community, a team that you might, assemble to create that generational wealth. All right, and then our last one, this will be going into politics. We got any questions so far while I'm going?
No, I don't see any.
All right, so this will be our last one, politics. All right, so I kind of already hit on politics with our development portion that we talked about. So with politics, since we going into voting, surprisingly enough, some people don't know how to vote. All right, they don't know who they're going to be voting for. They just get a ballot and scratch off. I've seen it when I went to vote. Trust me, it's a bit alarming.
And their voting zones.
Yeah, voting zones, good. Like we said, the voting zones. Even me, I was guilty of it. It's probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I went to the wrong place. Like, you can't vote here. This is not your area. I'm like, oh, okay, where is my area? I needed to be educated on that. So we could also do that, because it's going to take a village to get all of these things done. It is no one-man team. I see myself as just as a facilitator in some respects. I'm not, I can be leader because I'm starting off, but I see myself more as a facilitator because I have these resources available to me that I could talk to people, that are in different places in their life and they're experts on certain things. So, yeah, politics will definitely be a big one, because we have to know how to navigate through politics, because that came into play when, we had a lot of people there protesting. A lot of people hated that, others were rioting. You protest how you want to, but my thing with, the protest, the rioting, and looting, you have to have a game plan and what's going to be next. That's going to be our biggest thing. What is going to be next? And then at some point, if you plan on making a change, you are going to have to come here and politic. If it's either with your mayor, the chief of police, or people in your community, it's called politicking, all right? It has to happen. It's not a one-man thing. You have to find people that are on the same accord, and you have to find out what's readily available to you, and you have to come up with a plan of what you want and, make the plan to go for it.
Be organized.
You gotta organize. Organization is the key word for us. Organization is everything. Organization and focus. Those would be our 2 words, organization and focus, because like right now, in this moment in time with George Floyd, there's been another death that's happened. So the media is starting to shift our attention away from that once again, you know, and then now with the NBA starting to come back, that's going to be another thing that shift away from the PS5 is coming out. That's shifting our attention away from playing right now. We need to focus because we're literally in the middle of one of the biggest reforms that's happening right now. And you see all of these big corporations, they are bending over backwards to make sure that black people are recognized right now because they know the power that we have in all of these areas if we just hone in on it and we stop, you know, not to say that we're selfish, but we have to be selfless in our ways and come together. Because if we come together on all these things, like, could you imagine what we'll be able to, you know, just complete as a whole? And I believe it's going to start with our generation being in the middle, and then we have to teach the young and start them early. And I hope, you know, you have your children around right now who are watching this because this can inspire them because they will be the next ones to make it change. We got any questions?
No.
Any comments?
No, grandma called twice though.
Grandma called twice. All right, I hope everything all right.
Yeah, me too.
All right. All right, so we got our 5 points out the way. All right, for the Black Agenda. That's just me. I just wanted to give a brief overview of what was going on because we got you know, different people that's coming in to the groups and they want to, you know, learn about, you know, what's going on and what is the Black Agenda. Why are you putting this on the shirt? And I just want to give an overview. That is what's going on. What I just explained everything that we had on the board. Now another tidbit on how you will be directly affecting your community when you make the commitment to changes. This shirt and the We Will Breathe shirt, the funds go directly into the KSJ Scholarship Fund. That's the scholarship fund that I created, and it helps get graduating seniors, you know, money, a scholarship for college. Either they go to college, trade school, or to start their business because you have to recognize college isn't for everybody, but you have some people with some brilliant business brains straight out of high school, and we have to develop those brains as much as we want to send them off to college and put them in $40,000 plus debt, you know, and they could start off working a job and funding their business and getting funding from the community. Like I said, it's teamwork. All right?
Free.
And we can make it happen.
Use
all
other
right?
people's money.
Yeah, we have to use each other's money and make the black dollar circulate because that's our biggest problem with our economics. The black dollar is not circulating love within the black community.
Yeah, we don't know our resources.
Yeah, and our resource. Somebody said that. Also, our resource. Like one thing, I'll show you. Give me one second. I'll be right back on what I got.
Got some elevator music.
Nah, it'll be quick. All right. So just to give you an idea, because I don't want anybody thinking that you know, they're getting hoodwinked or anything when they buy these shirts. Our first batch will be going out this week, but I already have a presentation check in hand.
He got the
this
money.
Is for our scholar. We finished up interviews. This will be happening tomorrow. All right. This will directly affect our community. I'll reveal it tomorrow. Who was our scholarship recipient was supposed to meet up, you know, weather permits, give the presentation check, and show how we directly affecting the community, man. Because it's going to take a village at the end of the day, and we're going to have some sacrifices that happen. I'm young, I got the energy. I know I got others out there that support me, and they have the energy, but they're going to serve in their capacity, you know, because everybody has a different way of life that they're living, but they want to contribute, and we just have to have everybody find their niche if we're going to make this thing possible. And I want it to start right here in Palm Beach County. If it's just with Delray, Boynton, and Lake Worth to start off, and then we keep expanding. We keep expanding and showing our resources and showing our power throughout each city, and then we keep moving on up. Once we show that organization, it is very difficult to outwork organization, because once you organize, you're always ready. You don't just get ready. And the best example I have of that, the best example I have of that, when we had Katrina come through, and that was in New Orleans, and a lot of you know about FEMA, all right? So when FEMA happened, they're supposed to be the company that comes and basically, the organization, the government organization that comes and, give relief to those people during natural disasters and whatnot. And when Katrina happened, they were not ready. All they did was get ready when Katrina happened. And that's always been in my brain, watching those floods, watching the levees break. I'm like, how are we so far removed from not being ready, and we do, you know, something that was catastrophic was on the rise. So I keep that, you know, in my brain in terms of how we go about this entire Black agenda. We have to be ready for the good times, the bad times, and everything in between. So if you like, you know, what's going on, you know, give me a thumbs up, a like on there, give a Black Power fist. All right.
Anybody want to join in? You can bring somebody
if you
on
got
camera.
any comments or questions, you can ask me now. If not, you're gonna have I'll probably be on for another 3 minutes or so, taking questions. I'll be right here for you. If you got any.
Tell them where they can shop at.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So where you can shop at? All right. It's the BLK Agenda.com. All right. And Instagram is at BLK_Agenda. You could go follow it right now. I already have some content loaded up there. Also, I have the Facebook Live going from there. So everything's been set in place. I've been working on this for a while. It's been in my head. But, you know, the unfortunate event, what happened to George Floyd, that thing kind of propelled me and inspired me, you know, to do something for the community that could be our home base and be an education base, but also a brand that could propel, you know, others within the community, our youth, which is the future, you know, for us. Ooh. All right, that's you.
Corona.
I ain't got no wrong.
Somebody said that. Somebody, I think somebody.
All right, so yeah, you could Black Agenda, BLKagenda.com. I know my handwriting a little jacked up right there. Let me fix that. BLKagenda.com. That's where you can shop at. That is where you will find our information that we'll have. I'll be uploading this video on there as well, so you could reference back to it, because a lot of people have questions.
Or chimed in late. Or the people that chimed in late.
Yeah,
don't know
or
what's
people
going
that
on.
tuned in late. I plan on doing this every week if possible. It'll probably be on Sundays or either Monday night. I want to get it to the point where you know, I have people tuning in and they be readily available and have that focus. I don't keep it long because I know our attention span, and I know my attention span. It got to be a short, quick hitter, and you got to be able to get it quick, use it to the best of your knowledge, and it'll also be readily available on the website. So just let me know. We got BLKagenda.com, at BLK_agenda.com. When you shop the apparel, everything is automated on the website. We got the discount code. I know y'all like discount, don't lie. All right. The discount code, all right, is BLK40. All right, BLK40. That's the discount code that applies. If you get 2 shirts, it takes $10 off. So just apply that code BLK40. Remember, you are directly, you know, contributing to the KSJ Scholarship Fund once you buy a shirt. And you're also making your commitment to change, which is one of our first pillars, which symbolizing as part of the Black Agenda. So just do that. You got it here. BLKagenda.com is right there. If you just buy one shirt, it's $25. Also, if you're local, when you check out, you can pick local pickup. All right. You don't have any shipping that's done. If you want to come pick it up, meet me, and we can have the transaction done at will. I'll just be giving you your merchandise. The transactions happen automatically through the website, and they go directly into the KSJ Scholarship Fund account. They don't go into my personal account. So that's why I encourage you to put it on an automated system, because I want it to go straight into the KSJ Scholarship Fund, because that's what we pull from when we're supporting our scholars in the area and being able to get more resources that we'll be using. So anybody got any questions before you know, end the live? Because I know I've been on, how long have you been on? About 20 minutes, 25?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
hey,
so,
Uncle Curtis, come buy a shirt.
Yeah, definitely support. It's for a good cause, all right? And it's something I think everybody could get on board with, all right? It's just we need a change, and that's what inspires. We need a change. We have our leaders, but it's just we have to get organized and create our own little coalition of people that can help out, and it could come from different races as well. We have, you know, allies of different races, so I'm not excluding anyone, but we have to hone in on the black community first because we know we have the pulse and the beat on what's going on in our community. All right, we have to change the narrative for ourselves because no one is coming to save us. All right, we have to save ourselves. We have to educate ourselves and make things happen on our own. We cannot be the victims anymore or adopt a victim mentality. All right, and we cannot be trauma bonded because that is a big part of the black community. I know I'm going off right now. I feel like I'm about to start preaching or something up here, but with the trauma bondage, I will say this. In the black community, I know for me, I'm not going to speak for everybody, so please don't take it that way. The only time I see all of my family all together is when somebody type it in. Somebody type it in there. Somebody talk to me. When is the only time you see all your family together? Besides a family reunion, maybe, if you still have it. Anybody got it? I'll wait. You about 15 seconds on that. We got anybody who comment on it?
Yeah, somebody said funerals.
Who?
Funerals.
All right, who is that?
L.
ML? Funerals. Yes, that's what I was getting at. Funerals. And that is part of our trauma bonded mentality. All right, we only gonna come together when stuff hit the fan or somebody's dying. We cannot be like that. We need to get together prior to that to celebrate the good times, the bad times, and everything in between. And this will help us adopt our proactive mindset because a lot of us are reactive. We need a proactive mindset where we are ahead of things and getting it down packed because we know what's coming down the pipe. Either it be good or it be bad. We have to be proactive. And LML, good response. I asked that question to a lot of people. They get kind of stuck, but it's there. I've experienced it on multiple family levels where we only get together when something kind of bad is happening. So I'll end it right there. I don't want to get into preaching mode because we got plenty of modules that'll be coming out from our health, our community, education, the financial, and the politics that will be uploaded to the website. I may still be doing these lives to help get the message out there because I have to keep pushing this because I want to build our coalition as big as possible because we have to get organized as a people and we have to change our mindset. All right. So if you got any comments or anything, also you got my phone number. All right. Also, if you want to donate, as well, you got a Cash App. If you want to donate, I forgot about that. I should have had it up here.
Or for feeding the homeless?
Yeah, for feeding the homeless, or it goes directly to the KSJ Scholarship Fund again. That's the name on the Cash App, so it'll be KSJ Scholars.
A little neater, please. Thank you.
All right, I'll do it over. Let me get on this side. I gotta get into teacher mode.
For real.
KSJ Scholars. You gotta put that. So KSJ Scholars, that's where you find it. If you have my phone number, it'll pop right up.
Somebody asked, will this video be posted?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to post it. So I'm still learning. Like I said, I don't know everything, so I'm still learning about. This is my first time ever going live on anything. Like I've never went live on any of my social media because it's just not something I do. But that's why this is so special to me, and you can tell how important it is. So I'm gonna figure out how I could get this video saved, post it on the Instagram, and repost it on Facebook. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find a way. So best believe it's gonna be there because I gotta get it on the website too. So any comments or anything? If not, that'll be about it. Praises to the Most High. Everybody have a good night. Drink your water. Get a little exercise in. Make your money. Fund your dreams. All right.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Don't get